Okay, the Bible. The same people that gave us lies for history have given us lies for spiritual truth. The same people that gave us Santa Claus gave us Jesus Christ. His name was not Jesus, although the word Christ, that's pretty accurate. It comes from K-R-S-T. That's how it was written on the walls of ancient Cam. But this Christ was the Son of God, the S-U-N. You see that thing with the language again? I call it the pun code. See, it's double speak. Did I say Son of God or did I say Son of God? And is his name really God? Oh, no. No, that is not Creator's name. Is it Jehovah? Heck no. I'm keeping it clean. The word Jehovah is a curse word. Don't take my word for it. Get yourself a Strong's Bible Concordance. See, if we had the true name of Creator, imagine the power we would have. Because that is a vibration that opens portals that allow that essence, that energy, that power, that light to come in. And the powers that wish they be, they is scared of that. So they made sure to have suppressed that. You can't stamp it out, but you can hide it. And don't let them folks over there know about it, because if they ever get a hold of that word, we is done. It'll be through for them. And they know this. I'm still trying to figure out how did they get some of our highest teachings and then perverted it so much. It's horrible. So anyway, this word, Jehovah, if you go to a Strong's Bible Concordance and you look up the word Jehovah, you know what a Strong's Bible Concordance is? If you don't know, raise your hand. Okay, I'll tell you. The Bible that is written in English was translated from Hebrew and Greek. The Strong's Bible Concordance lets you take any word in the Bible for the Old Testament and find the Hebrew behind it. And then for the New Testament, find the Greek behind it. Now, when we look up Jehovah for Hebrew, we find it composed of two words, Jah and Hova. So you look up Hova, and it points you to Hava. It has these little numbers, and it says Hava. And it says something like to be. It says existence. And then it says Hava underneath, spelled exactly the same, pronounced exactly the same. And then it says C408 or whatever the number gives. So you go and you look up 408 or whatever that number is. And then it says exactly like 2065. Now most people will stop there. But if you take it all the way and look at all those numbers, you find that it means, this Hava, it means perversity, naughtiness, all kinds of very negative things, and then it ends with saying very wickedness. So when you say Jehovah, what you in essence are doing, you're saying let very wickedness be. In other words, you are pronouncing a curse. That's what's going on. It isn't just that way with that word, but many words. At some point, we are going to have a new language because we need that. See, when you went to school, they taught you cursing. They taught you how to cast spells, didn't they? Yes, they did. Didn't they teach you spelling? Didn't they teach you cursive writing? You're sitting at your computer and you have a cursor. See what they're doing? They have a spell. They have a program. What is a spell? A spell is a curse. A curse is a horse. You take horses in school, don't you? A course is a path. A path is a program. A program is a spell. You're sitting at your computer. You're running a program. Your computer is in a spell. That program is a spell. Does this make sense to y'all? Okay? So what they're doing is not new. This computer stuff is not new. Their Bible is a computer program. What does the word computer mean? It simply means to count. That's all it really means, to count. And you find with computer technology that the foundation you're going to find was what they call the binary code, right? That's 0 and a 1, or so they tell us. That's really the top of the ankh and the bottom of the ankh. Do we know what the ankh looks like? You see how the ankh is us? We are built as the ankh. The ankh is, does anyone not know what an ankh looks like? Raise your hand. Okay, we know, good. Okay. Brothers and sisters, they greet themselves Hotep, Hotep, right? So you go on the internet, and what do you see? HTTP. How did we spell it in Egypt? HTTP. Did y'all get that? In other words, computer technology is straight from Egypt. If you take the layout of the Intel microprocessor chip, I wish I had an image to show you. Just take the layout, and then take the layout of the temple of Heru at Edfu. Heru is called Horus. Take both of them, put them side by side. You cannot tell the difference. That's pretty incredible. In other words, these temples were computers, they were counters, they were calculators. And modern technology has essentially reduced it in size, made it itsy bitsy, made it tiny compared to the original, and put a new name on it, and then presented themselves as the inventor of a technology that goes back millions of years, which was invented by black people. See, we're using our own stuff and we don't know it. The Bible, all the stories in the Bible are allegories. What I've determined is that the Bible is in layers. And so when people initially read it, they think that the story is true. There was an Adam, there was an Eve, and they were in this garden. Okay, so let's call that level 1. We'll call that kindergarten. Then some people will get into the metaphysical aspects of it. That's a little better. We'll call that 2nd grade. Then we go a little deeper or a little higher, whichever way you prefer. Some people have gotten as far as recognizing that the Bible, all these stories, are really allegories about celestial bodies and their movement in the heavens, because the original Bible was the Bab-El. I saw that word in the Bible when I'm reading about the Tower of Babel, and I'm going, that's Bab-El. See, I think it was either genetic memory or the ancestors giving me this awareness, but I knew it was 2 words, and that one was feminine and one was masculine. In other words, now check this out. Bab, you've heard of wear your hair in a bob. You've heard of the bubble, okay? The BB, the bob sound, it means circle. So